Now,
Yeah.
I'm tempted because it has such great lyrics. I'm tempted to also, maybe do two versions. One with the lyrics at the bottom of the screen, kind of reading over it. And because a lot of times, songs, they just, especially when you put the graphics with it, having the lyrics there, it has an impact. I mean, are you averse to that or what?
Sure. Absolutely.
So that'd be, we'll do one that way too, because I'm just so inspired by your lyrics. And I, one of the stanzas here goes, now let the people learn to reason. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let
what
them
concept?
stand up on their own.
Now let them stand on but their own. Now let the light of revolution bring it home. Now let the rights of men come shining, bright and self-evident and true, and let each one of you be counted as you stand for the one who stands for you. And this is really it's like an anthem. I mean,
Sure.
this is we've had various ones over the last 4 or 5 years for Dr. Paul, different ones that have done, and this is certainly up there. So I'm going, okay. Dr. Paul has put his good seal of approval on it and probably thanked you profusely, I imagine.
I was very humbled by him, honestly. In Greenville, he came right up to me after the speech. I was in the front row. When I got off stage, I went to the front row, and he walked off stage and made a beeline straight for me with his hand outstretched and thanked me for writing the song. And he said he wished he had musical talent, and I told him, I said, are you kidding? You've got a lot more than that, And then we got mobbed, and I got pushed out. But in Ames, he was about 10 feet away from me. It's funny because there's a video on YouTube someone took while I was performing, and they focused in on him. They zoomed in on his face during the song, and you can see his reaction to the lyrics, and he's really listening hard. And I could tell that it touched him. And at the end of each chorus, it says, "I stand with Dr. Paul," or "I heard the call," and the words of Dr. Paul. And the crowd always loves that and goes and like cheers after each one. And I think it really moved him a lot that I wrote this song, and he actually thanked me in Ames in front of the whole crowd and gave the song some praise. So I was really touched by that. That was a big moment for me because I'm such a huge supporter of his, and I was just so glad to see the song having an impact not just on the crowd but on him too, and giving him a boost.
Well, this is what we're going to do with this. I'm so glad that we got to participate and help promote this because
you're the first one, Ernie. This is the debut.
Well, thank you very much because I'm all about the open source kind of guy. I mean, what we're going to do is put all of the information, the song. Now you need to go, CD Crybaby, so you can go pay money for it. But what I wanted to do is we'll put that link up there so that you can get access to it. You have it on this file here. You can pull it off if you got editing, ripping ability, and Adobe Audition or something, or a cool edit. But the thing is that you take this song, I'll have the lyrics up there and a bunch of seed graphics for you, some good stuff of Jordan Page that we have and Dr. Paul and different things in there that I think is appropriate to get you started. Now, I'm sure a lot of activists, revolutionaries around the country have their own graphics. They're localized. What happened when Dr. Paul came there? Different things are important to you as individuals. And I don't know. I wonder if we could do some kind of a friendly competition here. You guys send me the links. I'll tell you this. You make the video, I put it up on Freedom's Phoenix. We'll put a whole bunch of them up. We'll do them individually. We're going to see what kind of variations on this song, you can have. Because from around the country, I tell you, Dr. Paul coming to Arizona and being in the Red Rocks is not going to give you the same background and graphics as you would see in upstate New York. Know what I mean? It's going to be different. So as you do that, well, of course, I encourage you when you send me the videos or the links to the YouTube to publisher at freedoms with an S, phoenix.com, publisher at freedomsphoenix.com. You include some of the graphics that you used are different, and maybe we'll just make all those available, and we'll have a master song version with all the stuff from around the country. Because I know how this stuff happens. When you get a good song like this, and we're just having fun in the time between the debates, it's an opportunity to start putting up all kinds of stuff that will appeal to different markets. And you go ahead and you just send it out. And you have a good song to do it with Jordan Page. Jordan, it's always great to talk with you. What have you been doing? What's your schedule filling up like? I imagine you're in demand to go somewhere or do something.
Well, I've been really busy all summer up until this past week. The last show I did was on Monday, the 26th. I was at the Webster Hall show with Dr. Paul in New York, and that was incredible. About 1,500 screaming Ron Paul fans, and I got to play this song right before he went on, and I played a couple sets of that show, and that was a really great time. I've got a show at University of Cincinnati coming up on October 12th. I'm going to be playing a Freedom event up in Moscow, Idaho on the 19th, and then I'm doing an event in Athens, Ohio at University of Ohio on the 27th, I think. People can go to my website, jordanpagemusic.com, and see my tour schedule. But I've been keeping busy. The big news was the song. We really are hoping the song's going to be a success, and we did a big release over the weekend and lots of promotion for it. And so I've just been waiting to release it at the right time, and I just want to get it out. I wanted to get it out now to get the word out and let it have the impact it can have to help Dr. Paul's campaign.
And we're going to help enthusiastically with great pleasure, and we have the vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and take this quality song, and we're going to make sure it gets out to everybody to be able to make, creative use of it like I know you will. And I'm going to have some fun today. I've been busy all weekend doing our, bunch of different projects that we're working on, and I finally, after this morning, I have a couple hours to myself that I'm going to sit down and just play with this song in the video. I'm so looking forward to it. I was going to try and get to it this weekend, but we had all kinds of family stuff and obligations and everything, so I go, we're going to get up early. So we got up early today, get everything all ready and so on. It's loaded in, ready to go. We got this song, get all more inspired by talking to Mr. Jordan Page all by his lonesome, he and I, and with you, and we're going to go ahead and get this out so that you can have fun with it. It's all about having the fun, and we got time between now and the next debate, but, this is just so... I got to ask you, Jordan. The inclusion of Gary Johnson getting up on the stage, another semi-freedom kind of, government not that good for you kind of guy, up there with Dr. Paul, that's an ad or a distraction or what? What do you think about that?
No, I think as many people up there talking about liberty as possible is a good thing. I mean, all he's really doing is just supplementing what Dr. Paul's saying, and I'm all for it. I like Gary. I think he's on the right side of a lot of stuff, and I mean, I think his main issue is legalization, which I'm all for. And it is a blanket issue, but it's not the only one. And I think that's his main focus, where Dr. Paul's talking about all kinds of stuff. And I don't think it's a distraction. I think it's good, and I think it's just drawing more attention to the issues, which is what's really important.
Yeah, to be fair to him, I think he's, that's what he's best known for, because, it was such a controversy when he was governor of New Mexico here. His main thing is balanced budget, what Dr. Paul said, balanced budget. We need a balanced budget. I did balanced budget, 700-something vetoes, balanced budget. So his, and him giving props to Dr. Paul being, his pick as a running mate during the last debate, they just didn't like that,
Sure.
And amazing, think about it. For us to have two GOP main candidates up on the stage, national attention, being in the war, in the drug war, in the, this irresponsible, two. And it's because of Dr. Paul blazing the trail in 2008. You think there might not be three? Heck, we got Perry saying, we need to bring the troops home from Afghanistan. Well, kind of, sort of, let me leave a couple there, do whatever. I'm going, yeah, these guys are, they're killing me, man. And Dr. Paul, I never seen him rip into anybody. And then the first opportunity he had with Rick Perry up there, he just like, he bad guy.
Well, these guys got nothing, Ernie. They got nothing. They got nothing to argue. They're running from their records. They're bashing each other for what they said 3 years ago versus what they're saying now, and Ron Paul's message hasn't changed. It's been the same the entire time.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he's not perfect. No one is, but his record and the things that he's done and said are the reasons that people flock to him, not criticize him, because he's for freedom, and he always has been. And these clowns are just trying to spin the things that they've done over the years to look like they're on our team when they're clearly not.
You're out on the road. You're in a lot of these crowds. You're in amongst them. People are talking to you. People, look to you for inspiration and even leadership. So they're going, Jordan, what about? And the one things I want to know what they're commenting on is, the field. I mean, the fact that they didn't have Gary Johnson up there and they got Santorum was a freaking joke. That's wow. You're gonna keep Santorum up there. I think that's why they put Johnson up, just to legitimize Santorum being there for some god-awful reason. But I'm going, all right, what about the other guys? Well, you got Rick Perry. I mean, the fact that he's forcing injections into preteens. I thought that was just a lost cause before it even got started. I don't know what the heck the big bad guys were thinking on that one. Romney seems to be the guy. Michelle Bachmann needs to learn to blink. And, and I have all these others you look at, and they're not even in the same category. So Dr. Paul's up there whipping butt on these people, and they're thinking of who's the next Ron Paul Slayer. Now, remember 4 years ago, here comes Fred Thompson. Fred Thompson's going to, maybe not. Here, Giuliani, he's the guy, maybe not. And they just kept lining them up and getting knocked down like dominoes. And now they're coming up with this Christie guy. And I don't know how many ways he's got to say, no, I'm not going to do it, but it doesn't matter if he did anyway. So I'm just going, out on the trail, when you're talking to these people, is there anyone on the sidelines they're kind of hoping to come in that they're waiting for, like Sarah Palin or something? Is anybody going to have any chance of unseating Ron Paul as the apple of just about the rest of the planet's eye?